All right, go.
Hello everybody, welcome to today's edition of the Liberty Action Network TV. I'm your host, Rain Finkel, and today we are here with Dale Brave.
Hey everybody.
He's president of Campus Tea Parties.
That's right.
And Dale is here to talk to us about current issues like the market, things like false flags attack, and what we should look out for. And Dale, what have you been up to these days?
Well, I'm a union actor, so I've been really busy in that field. That's why I was going to speak with you guys about what happened in Connecticut the other month. Now, what we witnessed was a false flag attack in order to take the American citizens' guns. What had happened was they had set up an attack in the school with crisis actors. That's right, crisis actors. These people who control us use crisis actors in these events like 9/11, different events like the one in Connecticut that you just saw. These crisis actors lead the people to believe that they have been hurt and their family orientation is out of whack. But what we're here to say is, don't believe what you see on the television. Another instance that I'd like to tell you is during the O.J. Simpson trial, to where day by day it was on the television. They were covering up the civil suit that was against the government for killing Martin Luther King. And the people won in the civil suit. But nobody heard about that because they don't report that on the news media. There's one person who controls the entire media. So we wanted to talk about things like that. Along with that, I do have a new currency that's out. It is called special drawing rights. Special drawing rights were made by the IMF. They were made to give countries so that they wouldn't collapse. It's basically like the dollar, but in a different standard. We also have a new currency called Bitcoin, and that's BIT coin, Bitcoin. This is a digital currency that just came out. It's been out for a couple of months. You have to buy it like a commodity. I want you to look up Bitcoin on Google and find out more information on how you could take part in the Bitcoin experience. Bitcoin cannot be stopped by any government, so it can be transported from person to person overseas, from country to country without any problem. As if you had gold and you were going to another country through the border, you would have to declare that you had a certain amount of gold. Bitcoin, you don't. It's sent right through the phone lines and the T1 lines to your Bank of America account. So I want you to check that out. What else do we have for them, Dorian?
How can they contact you? Is there a specific website for this?
Right now, I don't know of a specific website. That's why I want you to Google it and find the best website that you can understand Bitcoin to a better realm. There's nothing in my head you could try just typing in Bitcoin on Google, and it will bring you to the appropriate places to where you could obtain the Bitcoin. Currently, each Bitcoin right now in the market is $190. It's gone up by $100 in the past week, and it's still on the rise right now, so get in while you fit in and get some Bitcoin today. You can use it to buy computer stuff, you can use it to buy most things online, and it's accepted by most vendors.
All right, and Dale, why don't you tell our viewers what you have a background in?
Well,
how you know about all the stuff about the market?
I actually have a long background lineage in finance, and what I've seen in finance is many ways to take people's money. And I've also seen a term called fractional lending when I was in mortgages. Fractional lending is when the bank, they could have $1, but they can loan out $10. So they create their own money inside the computer system to loan you, and then to draw from you through a mortgage. It's probably the biggest reason why the banker collapse happened, because they gave away so many mortgages using fractional lending that they had no money. When people couldn't afford the homes that they were given with stated loans and loans similar to that, the market collapsed. And what did we do? Well, you may think that we we bailed them out and it was the right thing to do, when that's not the type of market we're in here in America. We're in a make it or break it, and the banks didn't make it, so we should have broke it. But we gave them our money somehow. I don't know how the people agreed upon this, but we were forced to give trillions of dollars to the bankers. And they're still making millions and millions of dollars a year. Average CEO is making $60 million a year. I don't know if that's enough for you guys, but that's pretty much enough for me. I could use that anytime.
Right, and Dale, why don't you tell the listeners also about the Federal Reserve, how corrupt they are?
Well, the Federal Reserve they are the most corrupt entity in the planet right now. Right now, the Federal Reserve was put here to fool us into thinking the Federal Reserve was controlling of our treasury, when that is fully not the case. The Federal Reserve is a group of offshore private bankers who collaborate to do special events, recessions, depressions. They do these events to collect more of your wealth, more of your money, and money from even the poorest of people. And they create their own money with a printing press. But these are called Federal Reserve notes, and you could read that at the top of each dollar. Instead of where it used to say United States Treasury, it now says Federal Reserve note. And it's just a piece of debt that's given to Americans daily.
Right, and a lot of people assume that because the word federal is in there, that they associate it with the federal government. You laugh too. It's not the federal government.
No, it has nothing to do with the federal government. That's why they put the name federal there. The government and the industry that is, they're making us believe in certain events and certain things like the Federal Reserve by putting the word federal in there. It's working out because people in America choose to believe what's on the television. If a news show told them what it is, they believe that's what it is. But people should really check out some non-focused media groups. They should check out different radio shows who tell it like it is, who tell the news what's really happening here in America and overseas. Right now, we're being controlled by one guy who owns the entire media. And if you knew that, that'll blow your mind. If your mind's not blown yet, what else should we talk about to the people, Dorian?
Who owns the entire media?
Well, there's a guy, Murdoch, who actually, I don't know how much he owns. I'm not aware of a single person who owns the entire media. The names are not available right now, but it is one person who owns the media, but they put the channels side by side like they have Fox talking about certain things against NBC, and NBC fights back, and that's how they keep you guys interested in who's telling the truth and who's not, when they're both bullshitting you.
So in other words, to our listeners, saying basically that you have the right and the left, and pretty much they're all the same. And some call the right, they call it controlled opposition. I don't know if you heard that term before. But it's really the same. It's really the same thing. It's somebody way at the top, like perhaps the Council of Foreign Relations,
Right.
who is playing both sides as to deceive the American populace.
Yes, there are three groups who control us. One is, Dorian, the Council on Foreign Relations. Obama has attended meetings to the Council on Foreign Relations. George Bush's vice president was the head of the Council of Foreign Relations right before he got voted in as vice president. We also have the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is the top of the three, which makes a pyramid. The other one is the Bilderberg Group. Now, the Bilderberg Group we know a lot about because they come out each year in different hotels that they'll shut down, and they will shut down any premise that surrounds the area so people can't see who's going into the meetings. They use limousines and tinted windows and everything like that. The Queen of England is one of the group's main characters.
Right. And so this business about deceiving the American populace, what is their total intent of these groups? Is it to take control of the world, or?
Yes, it is to take control of the planet with the one world order. And this is no new thing. You saw George Bush Sr., he came out when he was president on the date 9/11, September 11th, and he said that the world is in for a new world order. So this has been said by a few presidents, and they say this is the best way to go, and that's the way to control everybody. And China is trying not to make that happen. You have Russia as well against that. I don't know if you're noticing North Korea right now and the situation with the nuclear missiles that they're saying is going on, but we can't touch North Korea because China and Russia are backing them in whatever they do. So we're kind of stuck here. And we are creating a story about Iran just like we did to Saddam Hussein in Iraq when they didn't have any weapons of mass destruction. Where were the people rioting when this was known in the media? When George Bush makes jokes about it, not having weapons of mass destruction, you could have a brother, a sister, a cousin, a mother, a father in the army who have been slayed out there in the Middle East, all for nothing, so we could obtain more countries and their oil. And we could take out their leaders because the leaders know that the dollar is fake and they want to accept only euros or other currency for their oil. And that's why we took out Gaddafi as well. He wanted a gold currency for his oil.
Right. So, Dale, now, what do you want to exactly tell the viewers if you were to summarize your message today?
Well, my message today is really you have to open your eyes. You have to look at symbols. You have to see who's creating situations. The trick of it all is to find out who's the one that's making the money in the long run. Follow the money and you will find the culprit. Vice President Cheney, after 9/11, he was banking with his company who served food to all the places that the army was positioned at, and he was banking billions of dollars of money over this 9/11. So look up who's making money over 9/11 and that fake Fugazi situation. And
Fugazi, I like the word.
Oh, it is a Fugazi situation, and stop believing the media. I want you to go look for yourself and find out for yourself what you can believe in and what you can figure out about what's been happening and how we've been wronged as American citizens, and our freedom has been hijacked by the New World Order and the Illuminati conglomerates.
Got it. Okay. Thank you very much, Dale, for joining us on our show today. And you're welcome anytime. And I want to mention to our listeners, that our viewers, that Liberty Action Network TV airs every Saturday night from 8 to 8:30 in Morris County, New Jersey, and we're also on YouTube. You can visit us there at Liberty Action TV Network at youtube.com. And also, don't forget to go to our website, and we're not exactly the Rockefeller Foundation, so if you can make a contribution, that would be great. And no contribution is too small. Our website is campusteaparties.com. That's campusteaparties.com. And thank you very much for listening.
Oh, one more thing, Doreen. We want you to know that when you make a contribution to Campus Tea Parties, you're making a contribution to your son or your daughter in college. When professors are failing our students that pay a lot of money to go to college, they're failing them over their right to think a certain way and to write their papers a certain way. And we're backing them with lawyers to bail them out of the situation. So we desperately need all of your help so we can keep doing this for our students, our children in America. And that's what we do here at Campus Tea Parties. We fight the fight. So
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.